welcome to Intersection Magazine podcast. This week we are broadcasting from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and we are proud to have our guest, Innocent Maholi, who is with Open Map Development Tanzania. I found out about their work after doing a bit of research online while I was in Kampala. I have participated in several small mapping projects in one of the cities in Kampala. So I'm familiar with some aspects of the space. But I wanted to talk to him about the work that they've done in helping map the Tanzania technology ecosystem. They also covered Zanzibar with a very interesting map. And so we hope that you enjoy this episode. Thank you. So, Felix, tell us a little bit about your work at Kotani Pay and especially the work you're doing with regards to development organizations, please.
Yeah, thank you, Nicholas, and looking forward to today's session with Innocent. So at Kotani Pay, we focus on bridging the gap between blockchain technology and local payment channels. That puts us at the intersection of some of the work that international aid organizations do on the continent. So a lot of development work passes through our infrastructure. And maybe I can just highlight some of the use cases that have brought those two worlds together. So the world of Web3 and local payment channels. The first one is universal basic income payments, so cash transfer payments from aid organizations leveraging stablecoins on various blockchains to end users in refugee camps. In Kenya, that will be Kakuma. In Ghana, that will be Krisan camp. And we are slowly expanding this work into Rwanda. The second piece is work we have done around gig work payments or freelance payments. So we have an unemployment issue on the continent, but a lot of our young people have access to the internet and understand digital world very well. So there are several partners we have come together with, and they pay these users in stable coins for the work that they do. The most famous one being the training of algorithms that ended up training ChatGPT for OpenAI. So we basically enable these payments to go to the mobile money accounts of users in informal settlement areas. So the funds are sent cross-border via stablecoins. The users cash out to mobile money using Kotani Pay's infrastructure. We have also worked extensively with farmers in two particular use cases. One was a case where there was an employer who had collateralized loans on a DeFi protocol for the farmers, and then the farmers could take out loans via SMS wallets, so they could take out small loans. And we found that using this kind of method where you're using decentralized finance versus the traditional intermediaries, they could get better rates. They could get something like 2 to 4% compared to 15 to 20% interest rate, which is what they are charged by traditional intermediaries. We have also enabled certain projects around climate resilience, so enabling farmers to pay small premiums, and in case things don't work out on the weather side, so maybe there's a drought, there's no rain or something, they're able to get payments directly from the blockchain. And we've done this on the Avalanche blockchain with a partner called Etherisk. They're able to get insurance premiums of between $100 to $200 just to cover them for the losses that they've experienced because of climate change. So we see a variety of use cases for development that can benefit from this technology, and our work is just to bridge that gap between the technology and local payment channels.
Okay, thank you very much. Bwana Innocent Maholi, thank you very much for agreeing to be part of this interview. As I was saying before, I came across the work that was being done in the Open Map movement while I was in Kampala, and there's quite a strong community there too. So of course I just wanted to connect with you after I found a map that had been created for the startup ecosystem in Tanzania and Zanzibar. And so that was helpful in terms of my research when I was preparing to come for this trip to try and engage with the startup ecosystem in Tanzania and Zanzibar. So tell us a little bit about Open Map development. What do you do?
Thank you. Thank you, Nicholas. So Open Map Development Tanzania is a non-profit organization that was registered in 2017. And we are looking into how we can connect dots, like how we can use data to be able to solve local challenges that the locals are facing within the country and some of the localities areas. And we are looking into 4 pillars actually. So the first one is we are conducting data collection, GIS data collection, through an approach called community mapping, where we work with community members to be able to collect all the data that can be able to help or support decision makers in how they can impact in a positive way the communities. And ideally, we want to work with the communities because they have local knowledge of their areas. They can provide all this valuable information that can be used to solve the local challenges that the communities are facing. And then the second pillar is quickly data visualization. And within this, like, we work with the data that we have collected, or otherwise we work with clients that have already, have access to data, and be able to visualize the data and make analysis out of the data. And ideally, we want to help, decision makers to be able to make informed decisions where they can be able to interact, within the departments, but also the most important part is they make decisions that are already, effective in a way because there is information that they already have. And then the third pillar is mostly innovation. So we are working around creating innovations that can be able to support, the work that we are doing, whether it's developing a local-made drone that is made out of bamboo, or creating the RTK GPS units that can precisely, geolocate a person within few centimeters of accuracy. So there's all these elements that we are doing that are, at the end of the day, very important to the work that we are trying to do, especially in making sure that the communities are safer in terms of, the socio-economic challenges and also the humanitarian challenges as well.
Okay. So was there a particular report that's associated with the mapping project, and what were the findings?
Sorry,
was there a report that was associated with the study, and what were the findings in that report?
Right. So we have done several programs or projects, but specifically I'd go with we termed that as Management of Innovation Ecosystem Map of Tanzania, where ideally we were working with one of our partners. They are known as Human Development Innovation Fund, and they are part of the UK-aid Innovation Fund as well. So ideally, we were supposed to map out all the innovators across the country, and mapping them was very easy, I'd say, because that's something that we are more into because we know the technicalities. So there were lots of workshops, and also as a humanitarian innovation fund is concerned, they were hosting innovation weeks in Tanzania since 2019. So we got an opportunity to also meet with innovators and other stakeholders and be able to make them aware about the innovation ecosystem map. And then when it came to the mapping itself, we built a platform where innovators were able to map themselves and put themselves on the map. And ideally, they upload information about their businesses, like businesses' names, location, where they are located, but also the most important details were, the sectors that they are working in, whether it's education, whether it's health sector, and the categories that the innovators are, working in, whether you are a hub, a lab, or otherwise you are an incubator or accelerator. So all of these were all put in one map, and ideally, we wanted the innovators to first be able to interact with each other, for them to understand who is doing what within the country was one of the most important part. But also, the other goal was for the donors to be able to connect with innovators within the country and be able to initiate maybe development projects, that can be able to support our communities.
Okay. Now, I understand that the page is currently down, but what was the link to the page?
So the link to the page was innovate.co.tz.
Okay.
And we are kind of, looking into, because this was our partner's responsibility to be able to manage the website itself.
Okay.
But we are looking to how we can connect, we can get in touch and be able to revive, the platform.
Okay, thank you so much for the work that you're doing. In terms of what are your views in terms of what Kotani Pay has shared? How do you think you can collaborate?
So we, in case of Tanzania, I'd say we have worked with lots of innovators, and they are from within sectors, as I said. So I believe we have access to a database where I think it can be very valuable to Kotani with all the work that they are trying to accomplish here. So that will be one part of it. But ideally, we can also share experience because we have, as I said, we have interacted with these, innovators, and they are not only individuals but also companies as well. So that is something that I think can be valuable. That we can contribute to the cause.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you give us a rough idea how we can contact you, your LinkedIn profile, your Twitter, all the socials, of course yours and maybe the organizations?
Right. Thank you for that, Nicholas. So my personal LinkedIn account is just same as my name. When you go to LinkedIn, you type in Innocent Maholi.
Yes.
And for OpenMap, there's the LinkedIn for the organization is OpenMap Development Tanzania. In the brackets, you put OMDTZ because that's the abbreviation we use.
Okay.
And then on Twitter, you'll find me under Innocent Maholi, same as LinkedIn.
Yes.
But for the organization, you'll find that is under at OMDTZ.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much for your time. We're sorry this has to be so brief, but thank you very much for your time and the work that you're doing in the sector and helping map startups. And from what I understand, also in a sense, connecting the startups themselves, helping to deal with the issue of replication so that one group is not doing the same thing as the other group, or maybe they can collaborate. And also the ability to find startups easily from a well-created map. So thank you very much for the work that you're doing.
Thank you, Nicholas.